Everybody, sorry. I have my headset on.
Remembering to turn the audio on.
Yes. Let me know if the music's too loud.
Okay.
I have it at half right now.
Which one are we doing?
Just a D20
Oh man,
for a recap.
which game? I'm sorry.
Oh, Summer of Daedalus.
Okay. Do we know if Brennan is joining?
He said he'll be a bit late. I guess he is in Seattle.
Okay.
So he said
Damn.
somewhere around 7:30, 8-ish.
Dang it, I forgot.
But he did say he was going to be following you guys. So.
Okay. Dang it. Damn, I missed it. So
I'm rolling for Amanda.
Okay.
oh, I can do rolling initiative.
No, not initiative. Just a recap.
She either gets an 8 or a 6.
I'm gonna take the 8.
Oh,
I'm just gonna assume that's Geldloth's 6.
yeah.
Okay. Well, Fammal, would you please recap what happened last time?
What happened in the district or where I was?
Just whatever happened in the game, even if you weren't there.
So sorry, I forget names. Is Xerix and I was
Yep.
I'm sorry. Okay. We went up to the I think it was the mayor's house. And we're trying to figure out what's going on there. And somebody came in and was talking to another person. I am so bad at recaps. It seemed kind of suspicious. Xerix tried to suggest something, I don't remember, to the said suspicious person, and didn't work, so he turned around and stabbed him, and we almost got caught. So we escaped, got back to the drug den.
You're doing great. Yeah, you guys got back to the drug den, where you were just kind of hanging out. Lithius saw a familiar face in the docks district, and discovered Joff, his former captain, who he thought was dead, and a few of his crewmates doing something, and was told that, uh, he was welcome back to help with, the job that's going under place, and that, if he wanted to meet at the gallows. And then Geldloth and Ayre and Lithius met up at the Wolf District, where they did some shopping. Bought things for people who weren't there. And then they were interrogated by some guards. Geldloth was very good at intimidating those guards. And that's about where it was. I believe Ira wanted to go and investigate Tara's house. It is late in the evening. It's like midnight, I'm gonna say. Um oh yeah. Lithius gave Joff the map that he had requested. Um any questions about um like I said, I have the thing here of things the party would like to investigate. Um Not sure if some of these are still accurate for you guys. Uh and then the GM rulings right here. Let me know if there's anything that's kind of confusing on it. Um I'm thinking that we maybe have, depending on what's done tonight, this could potentially be the last session for this season. Um or it could be the second to last. Just really depends on what you guys would like to do. Um so with that, I will have it go to Ira, Geldloth, Lithius, Colossus. What are you guys wanting to do?
Hmm.
Hello.
What?
I said hello.
Oh.
Wow, that's loud. No, not louder. I want to go to her house and investigate it, see if there's any clues there. Because Ira is very suspicious. She really thinks that they're framing this nice lady whose husband just died. So she's gonna put everything in her bag of holding and head off in that direction, um, walking like she has somewhere to be.
Okay. Is Geldloth and Lithius following? Colossus will follow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe last time we established that everyone was going with.
Okay. I will need you guys, if you are trying to, there is a heavier guard presence as you are trying to walk with purpose. You will need to either roll a performance to show that you're walking home. You have a location that where you're trying to get to, that is your house or what have you. And I will, if you're not wanting to do that, if you're wanting to be more stealthy, you will need to roll a stealth. Go ahead and make those rolls now.
Well, I want to be stealthy when I get closer, like that block, because I don't want to I don't know
Okay.
if they have it under guard or something, you know.
Then let's have everyone that's going with Ira's party roll a performance and roll a stealth.
That's not the right one.
What's the initiative for?
Because my stealth was so bad, probably.
Here
With the
is performance. Still great, consistent. Okay. You guys are able to get here. About how far you are getting when Geldloth and Kalas seem to kind of be looking around. Kalas especially because she's never been here before. She's definitely giving off a little bit of tourist energy. And two guards kind of make notice and they begin kind of crossing the street towards your direction. We'll say this represents two guards. I'll shrink it down. They're crossing the street towards you. Xerix, Fammal, you guys have made it back at the drug den. What would you guys like to do?
I don't really know what we can do. Just wait until they show up with our supplies.
Yeah, I think we're just resting.
Okay. If you want, you guys can take a long rest, Xerix and Fammal, in this drug den, so that you are ready for tomorrow morning. Just kind of take it easy, as it were. Did you want to, I guess, refresh the other side of the party of the information you had discovered?
Do what now?
Few sessions back, when you had broken into the mayor's office, you had found a book that was hidden. Were you wanting to kind of refresh the people, the other side, because you had sent them a message about the information you had found?
Yeah. I sent Geldloth the first message about when I found the journal. And then I sent Ayre a second message when Justin shows up and does his monologuing. Do I have a handout for the journal I found? I don't exactly remember everything that was in there.
I'm trying to see.
I did tell Ayre about the kind of hostile takeover, in a sense, of the mayor, and framing Tara for the murder.
Alex, you're podcasting the fuck out of my ears right now. Just so
I don't know
it's
what
not
that
loud.
means. It's what?
It's just
So smooth, so loud.
yeah, like one of those like studio mic noises. And your cadence is very revisionist history.
Well, I had to return the arm I bought for my mic because it didn't work anymore. So I am physically holding my mic in my hand so I don't have to lean over. So it's like
That
right up in my
sucks.
face. I'm gonna buy a new one soon.
Gonna
I just need to
spit some
figure
sick
out
raps
how.
at us.
It does sound really nice
It
though.
does. Yeah, it sounds really nice.
Well, maybe
That's what I
it
was-
won't.
Just get stronger.
This like 9-year-old mic is finally working out.
Just make a headband and tape it to the headband.
Just get a stack of books, place it on that.
I mean, I made my own mic stand with some metal pieces and screws, so
that works. So I didn't have a handout for you. I just had a rough summary of it. It revealed you found the secret journal by the mayor. It revealed Tara was a spy for him and was to go investigate the temple. She was to come back that night. The mayor died to tell her findings. But there's no mention of her coming back. And obviously, he died. Like, supposedly she killed him. So you don't know exactly what else happened. Um, and then you told them you'd sent Ira a message about Jostin.
Yeah.
Jostin. Okay.
I
I just knew it was a
can
few sessions.
I can like write in my book about these things and like send each of the other people the message.
Okay.
Like Lithius and Geldloth, and filling them in on stuff if they want to randomly receive voicemails from Xerix.
Yeah, they're getting pages. And a little page pops up and is like, "You've received a page from this number."
Commander, you have a new message awaiting at your terminal.
Yeah. You've got mail. Okay. If there's nothing in particular you two want to do, you're welcome to take a long rest. But you don't have to.
Xerix was waiting for the supplies because some of the things that he asked them to bring him were some spell scrolls, which he wanted to write in his book just to get some rituals in there.
Okay.
And also the Rod of the Pact Keeper that requires attunement. So he kind of has to wait until they get back before he like takes his rest. But I guess he can just have some downtime.
Okay. Well, if you like, I can have you control Colossus' character for this little shindig that they're doing. Just so you guys have some interaction. But with that, this guard kind of comes to the side and he looks you guys up and down and says, "Oi, uh, can't be lollygagging around. You need to be heading home. Where is your destination?" No answers?
Just up the road here. Wait, I don't. Where are we? We're right here.
Yeah, near the docks district, between the docks district and the market square.
It's over by the temple.
Are you heading to the temple?
No, we're heading home, which is near the temple. It gives you an idea of where our home is, since you wanted to know where we were headed.
Do you have an address?
Do I remember the address of this guy's house?
Let's have you roll a history.
I want to give like an address that's near his house.
Okay. Yeah, so you remember this address was something like 111 Hilltown Way.
Oh, Taylor's on the phone with his mom. Yeah, it's like 416 Hilltown Way.
Okay, go ahead and roll a deception for me.
Really?
There is no 416. Are you sure that's the address you want? And he does a whistle. And another guard
I'll
down.
pull out a paper from my pocket and look at it and be like, "Oh no, 146. Sorry, a bit dyslexic."
Go ahead and roll another deception for me. I don't know if anyone wants to help with this, but
Nobody that can help can hear. Taylor is on the phone with his mom, and Brendan is not here.
okay.
Oh.
And then there's Kalas.
And Alex, do you have?
Oh, Brennan is
put it
here.
in Xerix's.
Does Kalas have guidance?
There you go. You should have access to her character sheet now, and she does have guidance. Yes.
Okay. She can give Ayre a D4 extra.
Okay. Ayre, do you want to roll that D4? Guidance. Nice.
I'll just be like, it's been a while since I visited my sister. Sorry.
This other guard is like, oh, right, all right. I think I mean, I know that address. So you're Shirley's sister, is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, well, be sure to make sure Shirley is safe and stays indoors tonight. Tell her that Henry sends his regards. This guard seems a little friendlier. The other one is still pretty skeptical of you guys. But this guard says, "Look, it's fine. It's fine. Just let him. Like, they're with Shirley. It's fine. Let's go. We got still have to find that assassin. Sorry to bother you folks. Just make it home safely. Make it home quickly. Be on the lookout." And they'll take off. Get to here. And your stealths. Okay. You see her house. It's right here. Up ahead.
Thought her house was this one. Isn't this
Which one?
the guy that died on the boat?
Oh yes, you're right. Never mind. You get to here. You guys pass by Castle Park, and you see there is a stage set up in the center of the park. There are two walls that are guarding I can freehand it. Here and here along the wall. And then there's this building that kind of creates a third wall. So not many people can go around this way. And you see that there is a lot of guards up on the ramparts of this wall, as well as a lot of red temple guards. You make note of that. You guys get to about here when some guards can be heard coming down the road. Tell me exactly how you're stealthing.
Well, I want to, at this point, we're probably close enough that I can go down like these side roads.
Okay.
So just kind of like sticking to the shadows and like still just I don't know, still walking with purpose while like trying to be nondescript.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Geldloth, you easily you're so quiet. You're able to make it to the house. No problem. The rest of you aren't as lucky. As Ayre, you're trying to walk with purpose and you're trying to put emphasis in your steps, but you're also not watching where you step. And you slip and fall into a large puddle of water. And a loud splash is heard. And you hear you hear two voices like, "Oi, you hear that? Well, sounded like it was down this way. Let's go check it out." What would you like to do?
Are we close to like a corner or something?
Yeah, I would say you're pretty close.
Okay, can I like Misty step around the corner?
Yeah. What is Colossus going to do and Lithius going to do?
Um,
I'm looking through my stuff.
are either of them particularly good with words?
I am the opposite of that.
Maybe Kolos can cast guidance and try and like talk to them, like they can head back.
I could also cast Fog Cloud and we can make a break for it.
That's true. I'll just be like, quick, we need to hide before they see us.
I guess Kalas can cast Thaumaturgy and like have the sound of I don't know, trash cans or something, or birds flying away, like on the opposite alley,
Okay.
and have maybe like a light dim in a different direction, so it looks like somebody's trying to hide away from us.
Well, can I like press the digitation where the birds are
Sure.
and make
Yeah.
little birds?
Okay. Let's have you roll a performance for Colossus with advantage with all of this help. And guidance, I'm assuming. Perfect. You guys round the corner and you make this guard turns down the alley and looks and he sees birds splashing in the water, taking a bath and flying away. He kind of looks around and says, kneels down, is like, "I don't think it was anything. I think we need to carry on. Just some birds." And he goes on.
Can we use prestidigitation to soil his shoulder like a bird shit on him?
Sure. Roll a d20 for me. Let's see if this happens. Yeah. You make a bird fly past and like make it look like a very audible and you hear like, "Oh god, it's everywhere." Ah! As he goes down the street. Okay. Despite the risk, you'll successfully sneak your way to Tara's house, finally reaching her quiet abode in the castle district. The rain is making it hard to see, but you can tell that the house is dark. There are no lights seen from any windows, and the front door to the house is in plain view of the streets. You still hear lots of footsteps coming down the road, a faint echoing in the area of guards passing by.
I'm gonna go to the back.
Okay. Ira, you round the back of the house and you see that there is indeed a back door. What would you
Um,
like to do?
I'm gonna look around and make sure nobody is in the street, alley,
Okay.
whatever this is. And then I will approach and see if it's unlocked.
I guess I will keep watch.
Okay. You try the door. It is locked.
Is there a window?
There is a small window. Um, you look like maybe a small individual would be able to fit through it. Not necessarily yourself.
Can I see through it?
You can. You can tell that it is dark on the other side. You can make out the shapes of some sort of cabinetry.
Does anything seem, from what, at least from what I can see, different from when I was there before?
Go ahead and roll a perception for me. Ooh, a 9, looking for hidden key under pots and doormats. You, Geldloth, um, have a great idea. Um, are you in the back or are you in the front?
I don't know. My mom called, so I came back to where she said she was trying to open the door.
Okay.
It was the back door that I was trying to open.
Okay. Then
If that
um
helps.
I still don't know.
There's a front door that is seen, has a pretty clear view from the streets. Um, and Ira went around and found a more hidden back door,
I see.
not seen from the streets. You have more.
Um then I guess I will stay with.
Okay. Um, you're picking up pots, doormat, and you're not finding anything. With that 18 perception, Ira, you don't see anything amiss from your small view of the window. The cabinets look closed, they don't look destroyed. You're not seeing any signs of like filth or um, disrepair to the cabinets.
Okay. Um, Let me look something up really quick about my oath.
Is breaking and entering an oath breaker.
No, but the search for adventure and mystery is part of my oath.
Oh.
Um, okay, that's just where it comes from. I Are there any side windows on the house?
You can tell that there were 2 windows on the front side of the house. You can see that there are windows on the second floor of this house on the sides. Um,
Any of them big enough for me to crawl into?
yes, the ones on the second floor, there are 2 that are very large that you would be able to crawl into.
Um,
There are also 2 windows on the second floor, um, on the back side of the house. that you can see as well.
I have an iron key in my pocket. Does it fit in the door?
You know where you got that iron key?
No.
You know what? Let's have you roll a
Is this a skeleton key? Does it fit all doors? That's all skeleton keys are.
mysterious magic key. Let me see here. What should I have you roll for this? Only there was a luck roll. Um, let's have you roll a. Gosh. You know what? I feel like luck is a little magical, so I'm going to ask you to roll an arcana. So dumb.
Yeah.
You pull this mysterious iron key that you've had for God knows how long. You don't even remember where it came from.
Probably came
And you're
from
just
a
like,
pirate place, to be honest.
yeah. You're like, it's worth a shot. And you pop it in and you hear a click. And the door opens, but the key is lodged in the door. You will not be able to retrieve this key anymore.
Um, Before I go inside, I just want to like take another quick look that nothing seems out of place. And like maybe they've like trapped it in. As soon as I walk in, they can see me with a video camera or something. You know.
Um, yeah. With that 18 perception, um, everything seems fine.
Okay. I will head inside. Um, and I guess maybe wave the others in behind me so they're not standing in the street.
Okay.
So the key is stuck in the door.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can I try to pull it up?
Sure. Give me a strength or athletics. Okay. You grab this key, this iron key that miraculously fit in this lock, and it takes a little bit of effort, but you pull it out and you see that the key head is bent out of shape and deformed from being forced into a lock. But
Okay.
you have a crippled, bent out of shape iron key.
Okay. I will put it under the pot next to the door.
Okay. Fantastic.
I It's still dark in here, right? Are there like
Yes.
candles anywhere?
Go ahead and roll
Am
a
I in the
perception.
kitchen?
You are in a kitchen. Yes. Let me get to that description. Inside, you find the house is in order on first appearance. You see some cleaned dishes still on a drying rack in the kitchen. As soon as you enter the kitchen, there is a cabinet, a counter with a sink basin in it, um, dishes drying on a towel next to it. To the wall in front of you, there is a taller cabinet full of glassware, dishes, cookingware. In the center of this room, there is a large round table with 4 chairs around it. You see that there is a small side table to the right of you as soon as you enter the doorway. And there is a candle on that table if you would like to take the
Um,
candle.
Once we close the door, I would like to take the candle and light it, but I'm gonna use control flames to um cut the light in half and make it more of like a, I guess maybe like a red is the color they use in dark rooms, right?
Red's what they use in photo developing rooms. Blue is what they use in like dark rooms. At least
Whichever
that's what
one
they
I
use in theater.
whichever color that I think will be less likely to be seen from the outside. That's what I change it to.
Okay. Given all the rain, you feel like maybe a blue or even a green would be less noticeable. This will give you some vision. For those who don't have dark vision.
Does she have dark vision?
I believe she does, but you don't.
I don't think I do.
You don't?
Not that I see.
what's your race?
Genasi.
Oh. I'm gonna use my visage.
Okay.
I keep going to use my visage. For astral sight.
Nice. Fantastic. You don't need this light.
Why?
because you
Oh,
have
you
your
didn't.
visage. What would you guys like to do? In this room, you do see that there is the uh 2 cabinets, the small table, and there is a door on the right side of the wall.
Um, did we talk about prior what exactly we were looking for?
You can do that now.
Well, Geldloth was here with me the first time, right? Because we came as a group.
Yeah.
I'll turn to Geldloth and be like, I'm not entirely sure what we're looking for, but anything that is out of place since we were here last, or anything that seems like it might be related to what Xerix stumbled upon in the castle.
Okay.
I can't remember what he told which of us, but I assume by the time we get here, he has reached out to everyone, or most of them.
I think so. I think I have the 3 of your names in the book, so Lithius, Ayre, and
Okay.
Geldloth would all have it.
If anybody seems confused, I will just TLDR it briefly. And I want to cast Divine Sense also. See
Okay.
if there's any like places or objects that have been consecrated or desecrated, because why the fuck not? You never know.
Yeah,
Okay. You get a sense of an object that has been consecrated. It is very faint. Much time has passed, but you sense something, some sort of thing or object, coming above and gosh, which direction are you guys facing? That's the question that matters.
Probably towards the water, since we came in the back door.
So away from the water is where you
Okay.
sense that object. So towards the west. Water is towards the east. You're feeling an object that is up and towards the west.
Okay. So I will I guess I will also add, because I didn't specify it, um, that anything that maybe we can use to clear her name would also be good. And then I will head uh, towards where I sense the object. And just like keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary on my way there.
Okay. There we go. So you guys entered the side door. That was on the east side, and you're heading. Looks for a desk or study. Okay. So there was a door on the opposite side. Ira, that's what you went to go open.
If I remember where the stairs are, then I would head that way.
You did not see any stairs. You only got to see the front side. Basically, you guys only entered like the front of her house. You did not see any stairs. You know there are
Okay.
stairs because it's a two-story
I
house.
will open the door then and see if that leads to the stairs.
Okay. You open this doorway to find a hallway. There are 4 doors. One of them you have opened. There are 3 doors on the wall, same wall that you have opened this door, and there is 1 door on the opposite side.
I'll start with the door on the opposite side.
Okay. You open this door to find the entryway and living room that you had previously seen. You see, there is a small couch, a oval uh, coffee table or tea table, and a small ottoman um, to the south of that. To the north of this room, you see the doorway, um, some children's toys, and 2 cabinets full of books and items.
I'll look at the book.
Okay.
Do they give me any clues?
You look at the bookshelf. There isn't anything that really takes your interest. You see that there's a lot of classics. There are some books on herbology, geology, different kind of study books, as well as books on the history of Caladir, um, and the Moonshay Isles.
Does she have the one that we have that's beat up?
She does not. She's got the
Okay.
one that you had found in the bar, uh, about the notable places of Moonshay Isles.
Okay. But there's nothing wrong with our copy of that one.
No.
And no, like, notes or journals or anything. So I will continue on to other doors.
Okay. Lithius, if you're following Ira, you see that there are 2 more doors that haven't been opened yet in this hallway. There is one on the farthest side of the hallway and one that is next to the kitchen doorway.
Okay, let's do the one by the kitchen then. See if it looks like somewhere where documents may be stored.
Okay. You open this door and you find that it is a very simple study room. You see that there are 4 bookshelves in this room and a large wooden desk. There are 2 chairs, one on opposite sides of the desk.
Right. I guess I want to look through the desk for letters, and then if nothing of interest comes from the desk, I'll move to the bookshelves.
Okay. You open some of the drawers in the desk and you find that there's letters about Carecalidir imports and exports. There's some letters from the mayor addressed to a name that you've never heard of. List. They're addressed to a Chancellor Ian MacLear. You don't know this name. You've never heard of it before. You're finding a lot of documents have this Ian um, written, uh, either by or addressed to, and they seem to be a lot of government documents. Um, you also find some ink, some clean paper, unused paper. You find some quills, some really fancy quills. Um, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Nice. You find spectacles, some really nice, high quality spectacles. Um, you find an ounce of block, one a 1 ounce block made from a fine marble. Um, you find 4 silver pieces in an envelope. Seemed to be some sort of tax document that was never turned in. Um, and you find a thing that you probably don't need. Um, some sort of strange looking cap, like a hat. It's kind of rubbery to the touch.
Oh.
I don't know if anybody needs it. Maybe Geldloth?
Am I missing something? Do you immediately know what it is? Because I don't.
I can breathe underwater. The 2 that are back at the drug den can swim very well. I think you can swim very well.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. Would Lithius even recognize what it is?
You can roll an
I guess
arcana if you like, or
I
a
feel like
history.
hmm,
Maybe it's something a pirate had worn on your crew.
that's fair. Um, is it okay if I just use like my passive skill for it? I don't know if Lithius is gonna be too interested in it either way.
Sure, yeah.
Just maybe if he recognizes it at a glance. Okay. So history is passive 12, arcana is passive 15, however you'd like to rule it.
I'm gonna say that yeah, you have seen, some sailors have this item. You never determined if it was actually usable or not. The sailors that purchased this from black markets, um, a lot of sailors that were kind of afraid of, the waters, um, were always searching for this item at every every dock stop.
Hmm.
But you recognize this as a cap of water breathing.
Well, if it's potentially a notable object for a town of people or a town that's main industry is like shipping, by the sea, I'm probably just gonna leave it alone and not think too far about stealing from the crime scene.
Okay. Is anyone in? I'm not sure if Geldloth is following you or Colossus is following you. Um, or if you
Once
guys are
I've been in the front room, I would have gone in there.
in there. Okay. Um,
And given that Xerix found secret desk things, I would also search for secret desk things.
okay. Well, you make note of this, Cap. Um, but other than that, you find nothing else in this room.
I will continue on to the fourth door then and hope it holds stairs.
My perception was just to see if there was, like, while walking around, if I noticed anything that had changed drastically, or of that I of notice. Like, oh, it's different. Or I don't remember that thing. Which whatever.
It's hard to tell. As again, you guys have only seen the um entryway and the main living room, but based on that room, you haven't seen anything out of place. Um, everything seems like they were left here with purpose. Um, there is no sign of foul play that you can tell. You're not seeing any kind of, you know, smudge of blood or strange overturned item. You're really not seeing anything at all. It's almost like there's people still living in this house.
Hmm.
Was anyone trying the next door?
That's where I was heading after the study.
Okay. You open the next door, the final door at the end of the hallway, and you find a set of stairs leading up.
Hey. I go up the stairs.
At the top of the stairs, you see a smaller hallway with two doors. One to the right of the stairway and one all the way at the opposite end of the hallway.
I'm assuming the one at the opposite end of the hallway is the one that I feel the object is in.
You get a sense, yeah.
I will head to that one then.
Okay. You open that door to find another hallway. A door adjacent of this one, and a door all the way to the right of this hallway.
I will let the object lead me.
Okay. You get the sense that the object is kind of coming towards the right side of the hallway. You go and open that door.
Yep.
Okay. You find that door is locked.
Oh, and I used my key.
Damage.
um. Hmm.
What
Not sure if
time is it?
everyone else is. It's like past midnight now.
Okay. Um.
Can I see through the keyhole?
Um, you go to look for a keyhole and you see that there is none.
But it is locked.
But it is locked. You cannot open this door.
Um.
You try to turn the handle and it does not move.
There's not supposed to be anyone here, right?
No. Um.
Well, we could.
Yes, I will check the other doors then to see if maybe there's something in there or like maybe check the desk.
So are you opening a door or are you going back downstairs to open a desk?
Um,
I'm gonna put my head up against the door that was locked. See if I can hear anything on the other side.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception for me.
I'll do doors first, I guess.
Okay. Jim, you don't really hear anything on the opposite side of this doorway, except for the light rain hitting the building. Um,
Okay.
Ira, you open the other door in this hallway, and it opens just fine. You see to the left of this room, there are two windows, which you immediately recognize as the two windows that were facing towards the ocean, towards the back side of the door. In front of you, you see a small bed, neatly made, covered in pink linens and a floral decorated quilt. Um, on each side of the bed are two nightstands, and to the right of the room, there is a small dresser, a small wardrobe, and a small cupboard full of books and toys.
Um, I'll do a quick look, but I don't like necessarily expect to find anything here. So it's more just like to be thorough. And then I'll move back to the room in the first hall by the stairs.
Okay. You do a quick look through, and you can immediately tell that this is a child's room. One you would guess is the room of Cindy. Um, it seems like a very typical child's room. There's some dolls and blocks and learning devices in the room. And you find that the wardrobe is full of clothes, um, but you don't see anything out of place. And you head back downstairs to the study.
I thought there was another door in the first hallway.
No, there was the two doors in this hallway, and the
Uh-huh.
hallway upstairs. So you went to try and open the one to the far right, and it
Uh-huh.
was locked. And then you opened the other door in this hallway, and it leads to.
I thought there was one at the top of the stairs in addition
Yeah,
to the one I went through.
that's the one that you went through. So you got to
Okay,
the
so
top of
there
the
was
stairs.
only one.
Oh no. So you got to the top of the stairs, and there's a
Yeah.
hallway with two doors. You went and opened the door at the far end of the hallway, where you entered another hallway with two doors.
Yeah,
Lots
yeah.
of hallways.
So what's the door in the first hallway?
Okay.
That's the one I wanted to check before I went back upstairs.
At the top of the stairs, the door to the right of the hallway, you open it up and you find that it is a bathroom. There is a large claw tub at the side of the wall, and a small. What are they called? Not like God. What are they called? Basins.
Wash basin?
There's a wash basin, but there's also like the poo pot.
Porta
Oh,
potty. Poo bucket.
now I can't remember.
I can't remember what it's called.
The in-house outhouse.
The ye old toilet.
Yeah.
Latrine.
And you're guessing that this is the washroom.
Imagine that.
Colossus, Lithius, are there any rooms that you guys want to check out?
It's called a chamber pot.
Chamber pot, there it is.
I would not use
Got
that
that
as a
done.
wash basin.
Yeah, I'm just along for the ride.
Okay.
Just check like the foyer or the mudroom. See if somebody left in a hurry at all. Maybe did they leave their keys or their phone forget something.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
We're very anachronistic today.
What other ways are there to lock a door if there's no keyhole?
Magically?
Secret switches. Look for a book that doesn't belong.
I'm gonna investigate all around this. God damn it.
It looks like a door. And definitely a hallway. It's a really nice door. It's carved out of like a really nice wood, very firm. Um, it's definitely a door.
What kind of like the handle? What's the handle like?
The handle is made out of a brass. Um,
Is it like one of
and
those older handles where it's got the
it's
the
got like
knob?
yeah, it's like it's not like a knob. It's like a handlebar handle.
Like a push or pull with
No,
no
where you
latch or anything?
push the handle down.
Yeah, like that instead of
Oh,
this.
I see. Um, does it have any give? Like when you nudge the door?
You try the handle and it does not move at all. You can't even jiggle it.
Okay. Um,
Xerix, with that investigation, you only see footprints from that are recent from your group. You don't really see anything that is from any time prior. Um, you see no footprints outside of the ones that your group has left behind.
Take
Or
only
I guess not Xerix, but Kalas.
take only
I was gonna
pictures
say.
and leave only footprints.
um, can you like is there like okay. Um, my astral arms. How astral are they?
I don't know.
Can
Pretty
they reach
astral.
through the door and unlock it from the other side?
Does it say that they can go through things?
I didn't say they can't.
I'm gonna say no then. If it doesn't say that they can go through things.
Okay.
Can't do like a whole Kalima, make your astral arms go into a person's chest and rip out their heart.
Um, can I try to? I might try to break the door down.
Okay. You are welcome to roll a athletics.
That's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that wanted to break it down. Oh my gosh.
Gosh. Wow. Um,
It's a +0. Okay.
yeah. You go to smash. Tell me how exactly you're trying to break this down. Are
Well,
you
originally I
taking
was
like a
thinking about trying to
full
just
run
break the
sprint?
door. Originally, I was thinking of like just breaking the door handle off and seeing if that would release the locking mechanism. But when it didn't jiggle and the handle didn't move at all, I wasn't so sure. Originally, and then I thought about like kicking near where the door handle was to try to break it. But that I feel like I feel like the I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I would just put my shoulder into it, roughly where the door handle area is.
Okay. You put your shoulder against the door, trying to brute force it open, and trying to do something to this lock, make it move in some way, and you feel nothing. but resistance coming from the door. Where you would expect at least like a jiggle or a little tiny bit of give, uh, you are met with nothing, none of that. And now your arm is kind of sore.
Are there other ways to get into that room?
Ira did point out 2 windows on that side, on the side of the house.
Okay. Um, the other room that's up there is the bathroom, right? Or is that somewhere else?
Yes, there is
Sorry,
a bathroom on this floor, but there are no windows in the bathroom, um, for reasons. And there is another doorway that you had seen Ira go in, look around, and come back out of the hallway.
Okay. I'm just having a
But
hard
what are the
time
reasons? Do
visualizing.
they just want it to merit? Like, I don't. What are the reasons?
Just having a hard time
Reasons?
visualizing the layout of this.
No windows in the bathroom? That's awful.
Because it's a bathroom. Why would you want windows in a bathroom for
Because
like
the chamber pot's in it.
Yeah,
You want
but
to pack the chamber
Stinky.
pot around the house?
Very
you don't
stinky.
want people seeing you taking a bath or sitting on a chamber pot.
That's what curtains are for.
None of this house has curtains.
And also locks on the windows.
I'm gonna see if there's a window that would get me onto the roof that I could get around to that side. See
Sure.
if there's a.
You
I don't
can.
really. I still don't have like a mental picture of like what the building looks like, so I don't know
That's fine.
how I would go about doing this.
That's kind of why I'm giving you descriptions of it. I have a visual map drawn out, but I did not find time to find a map. But yeah, you can go all the way back outside. You see when you go back out the back door, you see the 2 windows um on this side of the wall, on the east side of the wall, facing towards the water. And then when you head south and turn the corner of the house, um you see that there are 2 more windows on that side of the wall, on the south side of the house.
Okay. I'm gonna parkour up to the one that I think is the right window.
Sure, go ahead and give me an acrobatics. DC of
You gotta be kidding me.
17. Okay. Well,
That's the +5. Okay.
it's too wet for you to really get a good grasp to try and climb your way up. Normally you would be able to do this, but you're finding it really hard with just all of this wetness everywhere. You kind of keep losing your grip and sliding down the wall.
Um, that's really fucking ironic.
You have so many arms, though.
I also sold
Don't they
the
give you
spider
advantage
climbing.
for climbing?
You sold the what?
The spider climbing
Oh, you did.
slippers.
Yes, yes. If
Fucking
only
stupid.
there you
I think they
Geldloth,
would have to
you
be
have a
attuned.
brief
I'm not sure.
moment. You have a brief moment of like, ah, shit, if only there was something that I had that would help me with climbing, and then you immediately remember.
Is it possible to just be persistent, or is this like all attempts are a 7?
Have I found a key or anything at this point? Or maybe I can talk to Lithius and Colossus and see if anyone can
Yeah.
unlock a magic lock.
I would say that you guys have searched most of this house except for the one room that you can't get in. Maybe now would be a great time to group up and go over a plan or discuss the issue.
So there's not a window on the second floor that I could just like step out of and be on like a roof and then like walk around?
No, not really.
Okay.
Listen, it was either this or a puzzle. So
This is a puzzle.
how to open door?
I really
Yeah,
don't
take
do
this
well
time
with
to kind of regroup. think about your options and what you could do.
What if I use my breath weapon? I use my torch on the drapes.
I have a misty step left if I can see in the window.
I have mage hand. That's all I have for
But
utility.
can it
Sixth grade.
move through things? It says open an
Thanks.
unlocked door.
If we wanted to litigate the meaning of the word spectral, but I don't think so.
Nope. Colossus doesn't really have anything.
Right, then my suggestion is I try to misty step
Oh.
through the window.
God damn it. I think, hold on. I gave it to Colossus, I think. Colossus has a potion of gaseous form, I think.
I believe so. Yeah, you'd given her some potions of stuff.
I gave her one. I gave her the potion of gaseous form. Would you not be able to get under or around the door that way?
Let me see here.
Are there any openings? Is there like a... There's no keyhole, right?
Was
No
hermetically
keyhole.
sealed?
Well,
don't know.
I just have to
Under
read
the door.
If there's any way to see into the room from a different area, you can misty step into the area.
That's what I was saying. I can just misty step through the window.
Colossus does have something that would help, but you are welcome to try and use the Misty Step to do with the window or to break the window and try and see if Colossus can gassy form in there. Let me know your plans.
She can always just give
Gassy
it
form.
back to somebody.
Gassy form.
I mean, she could give it to me so
I'm
that I can
bloated.
get out.
Yeah. Colossus says like, whatever you need. I'm not the most adept at breaking and entering.
Use
as it
knock.
were.
These, on her spell sheet, these marked spots, those are her prepared spells, right?
I believe all of them are technically prepared. Let me see. I will say that you can re-prepare her spells if you like.
Yeah, I mean, we took a long rest. I'm really annoyed that my pennant doesn't reach, or my gem doesn't recharge until dawn.
Well, what is the door made out of? Is it wood? Solid wood?
It is, yeah.
Okay. You say she has something, but I don't know what it is, so... Is there any
okay.
magical properties about this door? Do we know?
I don't think anyone has checked.
Somebody good at checking for magic?
Nope.
I can do that. I will cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Um, once you cast detect magic, are you guys back inside the house or are you still outside looking at those windows?
No, I would go back inside to the door.
Okay. And detect magic lasts for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. You go inside, you cast detect
Yes.
magic, and you immediately feel a magical presence coming from an object. And as you go upstairs, that sense gets stronger and stronger. And when you get to the top of the stairs, what does magic look like to you?
Um, it would be like almost like bioluminescence in the air, just like floating around something. Good, like moving slightly like dust in a sunbeam.
So slime lung.
You
Sure.
see uh, these particles um, heavily around this door, this locked door.
What kind of
Yeah, it's
particles?
definitely magically sealed. It's from detect magic.
Well, no, I mean, you detect magic, you can see the kind of magic it is.
You can tell that this is an abjuration kind of magic.
If Ira tells Kalas about that, she can cast dispel magic.
Does Ira do so?
Yes, I would because I suspected it was magic when the handle wouldn't move. I just didn't confirm it because I figured it was a given at that point.
Okay. Kalas casts dispel magic. She raises her hands up and says magical words needed. Um, and Ira, you see the magic immediately dissipate to this door, and you're no longer detecting any kind of magic on this door.
I tried the handle again.
You try the handle, and it opens to reveal a large bedroom with a large bed, neatly made, covered in red linens. A small dresser and a large wardrobe are all that decorate this room. Otherwise, it is very sparse. You see the two large windows to the south um, of this room. Good job, you opened the door.
Da, 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 da.
What would you like to do?
um, I want to. Do I need to cast Divine Sense again?
I would say that's still running. You can tell that the object is in this room. You are getting a sense that is somewhere around the bed.
All right, I will look. I guess I'll start with the end table.
Okay. On the end table, you see that there's a book, just some sort of novel, um, full of bedtime story kind of material. You see that there is a pair of glasses and a candle. Um, let's see. And you see that there is a key.
I want to look at the key.
It's a very ornate key. It's small for some sort of cabinetry. um, or something that has a lock on it, like a small chest.
I want to look for what the key might go to then.
Okay.
It goes to the
Thinking
magical door.
maybe it will. None of those objects was the thing, right?
No.
Okay.
You were getting a sense that it is somewhere around the bed, but you can tell that it is not the bed. Um, so you investigated the small dresser. The only other item outside of the bed is the wardrobe. And as you look at the wardrobe, you can tell that there is a small keyhole in it.
I unlock it
Okay.
and look inside.
Asbestos.
Ah.
We're doing
Okay.
this as best as we
Trying to
can.
avoid it as best as. Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Inspiration to
close.
both Alex and Brendan for
Jinx, you owe me both a Coke.
getting to that joke and the other failing, but then commenting about damn it. Uh, okay, let's see here. You find that the key fits and it opens with a very satisfying click. And inside, you see that there are clothes for finely dressed clothes, really nice linens and such for men and for women. You see that there's a really nice fur coat. You see that there is a scrap of paper with a list of mundane items or tasks written on it. Seems to be some sort of a chore list and a grocery list. You see that there is a small vial of oil, um, typically used for cleaning weapons and armor. Um, and you find an old divination card. Let me go get that.
What is the card? Do I know anything about it?
Amanda, give me a number between 1 and 5.
3.
Okay. Give me a number between 1 and 20. Or if you
7.
like, you can roll a die.
3.
1.
Still 7.
Still 7? Okay.
Yes. I wanted to see if the roll felt better than my choice. But my choice feels better.
Okay. Okay. So the card that you find, the old divination card and this cabinet, and this wardrobe that you find is bent out of shape. And it seems to have been heavily touched. You can tell that it is very worn. Its pictures very faded. But you find that it is the card of 2 of charisma. You know that this card means our ability to manage our time with grace and ease by getting clear on our priorities. And on the back of this card, you see in written note, it says, "We're running out of time. We did not do enough."
Is it
But that's what you find.
magical? Is there
This,
anything else magical in the room, I guess?
you're not really seeing anything magical in this room. You can tell that the card isn't magical, but based off of what the card means and the note on the back, you can tell that this is not. This is the same writing as the Chancellor. This is not written. This is not in the handwriting of Tara.
Mhm.
But that's what you find. You're welcome to take the card or the parchment or the vial of oil. I would say if you're searching like the clothes, you would find about 30 silver.
Um, what was the card again?
The card was 2 of charisma.
Okay. Is it parchment blank?
The parchment is not blank. It's like a to-do list of chores and
Oh, that's right.
needed
That's right.
items.
Can I tell that it was the card that I was feeling with the divine sense, or is it still in here somewhere?
You can tell that the item is still in here somewhere. You're still getting that sense around the bed.
I will keep looking. I will get down on my stomach and look under the bed. And if that doesn't yield anything, I will try and look under the mattress or something.
Okay. You can tell that it is. You're getting that a sense that it is around the mattress, but when you look down below, you see nothing. Um, where else were you looking? You're looking on top of the mattress?
Under the mattress.
Okay. Yeah, under the mattress, you are not seeing anything. Go ahead and give me a perception or investigation. Actually, investigation would be better.
Perception would be better. Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
OMG.
You see with your perceptive eyes, your fingers feel, you see a lump in the center of the mattress at the bottom side of the mattress.
Oh, is she the princess?
And you go and pick up the mattress and you feel with your hands that there is something in it. You can tell that there is a hard object that's embedded in this mattress. Do you have a dagger or a sword that you could use to rip open the mattress?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a bed bug.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
With my sword?
Sure. Perfect. You very carefully with your sword Despite how large it is, you are able to very carefully cut away a small slit without damaging the item inside of the mattress. And you find. Put in your boop-a-doop. I guess we can save it to everyone. So have all players say it. You find this. And you, upon finding this item, as your spell begins to fade, you can tell that this was the item that was consecrated. The faint glow of the sign of consecration fading away.
Do I remember a briny smell from when I was observing Joth?
You didn't really go inside, but I mean, you did find a briny smell because you were at the docks.
Fair.
It's really unfortunate that out of all of the items that could have been rolled in for the search of the chancellor's office, it was the Cape of Water Breathing, and that story-wise, he just forgot about it. He definitely purchased it for his travel across the ocean and just forgot about it. And was like, well, it'll be fine. I won't need it.
Or he got like 3/4 of the way to the ship. I don't have time to go back.
Yeah, he's like, it'll be fine.
It was in case of tsunami.
But with that, you have thoroughly searched this house and you have found what you have found.
It is
Yeah.
what it is.
And you're done.
And we're
Get the
walking.
fuck
I
out.
take the diary too,
Okay, you take the diary.
since I don't want anyone to find it.
As you guys, are you all leaving the house?
Yeah, are we gonna mend the mattress?
Oh,
It's
Sure.
underneath.
Oh,
Well,
Although I
okay.
guess I
Colossus can
think I
mend it.
have.
yeah, Colossus can mend it. Colossus will kind of quickly mend it. And she'll be like, I don't know if we can anyone do arcane lock, or do you think it's just fine if we just leave it as is? I think that's the one thing we can't replace, and we'll probably want to. I don't know.
We should probably do something about the lock, considering.
I'll lock the cabinet and take the key with me as well. Or
Okay.
what is it? The
The wardrobe.
wardrobe.
Okay. You do so.
Do it.
And if we don't find anything else, then I will just say I think we have the only things worth finding. So I don't know that I'm too worried about relocking the door at this point.
Fair. How are you guys getting out of this house. It is pretty late, um, in the evening slash early in the morning. Are you gonna swim? Are you gonna try and walk with purpose down the roads?
Let's
How are
teleport.
you? Yeah. Do you guys have? Can you teleport?
No. This is Ira, not Ash. um. Ooh, how wide are the roads?
The big main roads are probably something like 20 feet across. Big enough for two carriages to be side by side on the main roads. On the small alleyways, they're about some are 10 feet across, some are 5 feet across.
And how long would it take us to walk back to the drug den if we were to try and stick to the alleyways?
If you stick to the alleyways, I'd say it'd probably take you maybe 2 hours.
What if we
Oh,
were walking like
Jesus.
Naruto?
I mean, it would take you about an hour to get if you were to walking the main road to the drug den. So it's just an extra hour if you're being stealthy.
Um, I feel like we should try to be stealthy. I don't know.
What?
What do you think?
I mean,
Would probably be good.
Do we have any way to communicate to Xerix and Fammal?
Class ascending. I think. Yes.
Indubitably. I can speak telepathically to someone I can see within 30 feet.
Can we change that to like a couple miles or?
30 miles.
It feels like it sometimes.
Are you guys doing sending?
uh, is there a boat at the drug den? Can they bring a boat to come get us? And then we can
I feel like
just
the
sneak
harbor would
across the
be on
street.
lockdown.
Didn't you guys buy like a bunch of folding boats or something?
Oh, yeah!
Somebody bought an inflatable boat.
If
Like-
only somebody had some sort of device that could turn into a magic boat.
We don't think that
Okay.
like the harbor is going to be like on lockdown or anything.
The armor?
No, because nothing can
Harbor.
get in and out.
Oh, harbor.
What's hard to get through, the streets or the harbor?
The streets, I feel like. At least out there it can be dark.
That's true. And you have two people who are very good at navigating on water and using boats.
Yes. I will suggest we use one of the boats then. And we'll watch the street, and when it seems fairly clear, I'll cast my channel divinity to create a fog that surrounds us 20 feet in every direction, so we can sneak to the water and get in the boat.
Okay. Let's have who's pulling out the boat?
I guess I will. I bought one too, didn't I?
I believe so.
Foldable boat. Yes.
And there's a few modes on it.
Oh my god, I searched foldable boat and it's giving me real boats. No, I don't want real boats. I want fake boats. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 2 feet deep. 1 pair of oars. 24 feet long.
Imagine the
Deck
10
rowing seats.
feet long would
5
be the
sets of
ideal one.
oars. 4 medium creatures.
There's 4 of you.
But there's only 1 set of oars.
That's okay.
Okay. I will do the small one.
Okay. Since the water is right there, it's kind of a beachfront property. You guys are able to. Let's actually have you guys roll a stealth, and if you're doing fog cloud, I'll give you advantage on that roll.
Yeah.
Nice. One more from Lithius and Geldloth. Roll stealth.
You get advantage.
Yeah, you get advantage.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh shit. I'm not ponderous. That's sad.
Okay. Just need Geldloth. Roll stealth.
I have a sneaking suspicion that he
Did he step away?
went to the bathroom or something.
Okay. I'll just roll for him. Boop. Well, let's see. Okay. Fuck. He makes it easily. Lithius kind of stumbles a bit with the fog and trips on a rock, but he catches himself no problem. And you all are able to get into the boat. And we'll just keep those stealth rolls as you guys navigate. Go ahead and do you have navigation? Not navigation, excuse me.
I believe so, yes. Give me
Boat.
1 second.
Boat driving.
Water vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. Water vehicles. I vehicle the water.
Perfect. Yeah. You guys stealthily move across the bay and are able to get close to the drug den without any observance. And you do notice that there aren't really a lot of, ships on the water. You're able to be unnoticed. And not a lot of people seem to be looking out towards the water. They seem to be more focused on inland. But you guys make it back to the drug den.
Woo.
Celebrate with drugs.
Yeah.
Successful escapade.
And we can take a 5-minute here. And you guys can discuss your notes and your findings. Let's just take a quick 5.
I guess the first would be just check this drug den. We're safe in here and we can just look throughout. It's at the edge of town, so if it's like an actual circle or whatever. We don't have any level 10 clerics yet, so we can't divine intervention.
Okay. Let's do augury. Since I have the cards out anyways, that makes it easy.
I was thinking maybe I can summon a small animal to have them go scurry around and look for clues so I can talk to them when they come back. But I might summon a boar. So
Not the most graceful of creatures.
no.
Is that a bag of tricks?
Yeah.
It's always worth a shot.
You could summon
could
three
summon up to
animals.
Would be a
three.
weasel because everything else is pretty big, like a giant rat and a badger.
I mean, a giant rat would still be, I think, pretty stealthy and able to blend in the area. Being at a docks city.
It recharges at dawn, so
I thought
Yeah.
that's where you went.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that then. Let me put it.
Okay, and then roll a d8. Ooh, you got giant rat.
Heck
So-
yeah.
I will let you, your rat, depending on how, let me know how far you want to send it out in the map. Are you sending it? It can find up to 3 locations, depending on where you're sending it.
Okay. Where do you
Up to
guys
3.
think would be best for information wise? I think maybe the Wolf District is one of them, but
I think if you went straight to the source with this rat, like go to where the hanging will be, it will be the least suspicious of a rat just poking around. Because we can't go
do
there.
we know where the hanging is going to be?
The castle park? Right?
Okay.
S-
Then I'll send the rat there, and I'll basically just tell it scurry around, stay away from guards' eyes as best you can, and try to listen for anything important, anything that might seem of interest, and then come back here as soon as possible or before dawn.
Squeak, squeak. And the rat is going to go, and you're having it go this way?
Yeah.
You're having it do, like, what route are you having it take?
Get my measuring tool here. Gonna have it kind of scurry around these docks here until it gets up there.
Okay. Can you have the rat roll a intelligence for me?
All right. How do I do?
Sorry, let me give you a character sheet. It should be at the top of the journal for you, Giant Rat, and let me get your token.
All right, and it was intelligence.
Yes.
Oof. Oh. Considering it has -4 on it, I'd say that's okay for the rat.
Okay. There's your rat. Squeak, squeak.
Squeaker Squeakington.
Did you draw that or did you pull it from the art?
Pulled it from the art.
Okay, I was like, you drew that really fast and it looks really good. It
What
even
are
has
you,
a
an
drop
animator?
shadow.
I wish I could draw that fast.
Almost fooled me.
That'd be awesome.
There you go. Okay. So you're having your rat go to the park?
Mm-hmm. And just try to listen for whatever tidbits it can hear on the way.
Okay. 11.
It is a rat. It might come back with information about cheese. Who knows?
Okay. So it's doing that. It will get back to you at sunrise. Which is about it was 1, so that's like 6 hours away. Ayre, you are doing the augury.
You good?
Giant rat.
Okay. Ayre, give me a number between 1 and 30. Or you are welcome to roll the dice.
It would help if you're not muted.
Yes. But you can either do it so that you get to pick the numbers. I'll give you a range and you pick the numbers.
17.
Or 17? Okay. The other option was to have you roll 5 percentiles. Or you can roll 4 percentiles if you like. And I'll do 17. Okay. Okay. Give me a number between 1 and 30.
Another one?
Yep.
$26.
Ayre's God, Shuffle Master.
Okay, 26. Now roll me 2 percentiles.
Hang on. We will use the real dice. Ooh. What are we feeling? These ones are sharp. 59.
Okay.
And 48.
9, 48. And finally, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Two.
Okay.
Where are the rest of my dice?
Okay. So, card 1, the main quest. The card that was picked was the Hanged Man. What a
Rather
card.
appropriate.
What could
Bit
it
on the
mean?
nose.
The Hanged Man, the necessity to look at something from a different perspective. That is your main quest. Number 2, the Unconscious. The card that was drawn was 9 of Strength. The unconscious position is this card shows what is working behind the scenes in the psyche. Rooted in the past, this influence must be brought to light to be utilized or released. So number 1, the main quest, this card represents the current situation, problem, and or objective. What a fitting card. So that was the Hanged Man. Number 2, something that is working behind the scenes in the psyche. 9 of Strength. This card represents finding the wellspring of resolve to push through hardship. A test of faith is at hand. Number 3, the Conscious. This card represents things that you need to focus on as you resolve your quest. 6 of intelligence was drawn. And it represents freeing yourself from burdens and old ways of thinking. Number 4, the boon or bogey. This card denotes something to develop or let go of so you can advance your quest. The card picked was 8 of strength. This card represents going with the flow and adapting to change. Hold the goal loosely and enjoy the journey. And finally, the last card, the quest's end. This card is the resolution of the answer or shows what is needed to resolve the problem fully. The card picked is the 10 of strength. This card represents making sure to speak up. Don't try to do it all. Delegate responsibility when you can, where you can, and express yourself. That is what the cards read with your augury. You get the sense that, based off of your reading, you can tell that there is something that is going to happen and you might not have the means to stop it. You do feel that there is something that needs to change, and there is something internally that you are fighting. You are a paladin. Your oaths mean everything to you. They are the things that you have to uphold the most. But you know that those oaths don't apply to your comrades. And to do what might need to be done, you might have to break some of your oaths. That is kind of the sense you are getting from this card, from this reading. You want me to put these in chat?
Yes, please.
Please.
Okay.
Can you put them in Discord?
Yes. Let me take a photo. But talk amongst yourselves what you guys are planning to do. You know that the hanging is at noon. You know that there is something happening outside of just the hanging.
Which family group is she from again?
She is of the
McLear?
McLears, yes. She is the wife of Chancellor Ian McLear, who was the right-hand man for the mayor. He is symbolized with the red tartan, commonly worn by farmers. He is also related to head priest Simon McLear.
That's right. The guy that was doing the bad shit in her book.
Does Ayre share this reading with us?
I don't know, does she?
She would share probably most of it.
What does she leave out?
The stuff that pertains to herself specifically.
Okay. The oath and whatnot?
Yeah.
Xerix is a believer of higher powers, and they have paths and decisions that they make, and he lets that happen because that is their overall goal, and he wants to let that happen regardless of who it is. He doesn't really see good and evil with gods or deities. So, Xerix will just say, well, it sounds like we can't really do anything about this. We can either stay here and watch whatever happens, or we can ditch town and, like, I don't know, find out what happened in the well. We have some extra stuff, right? We got a key for the well stuff. According to that reading, I don't think we can do anything.
What did I'm trying to remember a discussion with Barrick. Did he think we should leave town before the hanging happened?
You didn't really get that verbiage from him. He more said, you know, you can't stay here. And he did say, you're not going to be able to do much in town after, like, on the day of the hanging, and potentially even after.
Who was it we talked to that alluded to there being, like, chaos after the hanging, then?
A lot of people. You got the sense from, well, Xerix and what the monologue from Yostin. Barrick did say, like, things are gonna get crazy. I feel like even Joff with Lithius gave that sense.
Somebody asked the bartender if there was gonna be some kind of riot about this, and he kind of just stared at us weirdly.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of, I believe it was Xerix who had made that comment, and the bartender glared at Xerix and kind of tried to overtalk that question, ignored the question, didn't answer it, and just said, yeah, hope you guys, you know, you might want to get out of town.
I almost wonder if maybe we should go and try and talk to him one more time in the morning. To see, like, what he says if we tell him we have proof that she's innocent. To this point, he's the only person in this entire town that I trust.
I think it would just be a word of warning to Barrick to leave as well, because he is sure as hell can't do anything.
Well, I don't know, maybe he has connections with the clan.
Which clan? The one that's taking over? The one that's causing the riot?
Yes.
I don't think it's the one that's taking over.
I think it's the one that's causing the riot.
Is it even a clan that's taking over?
Yeah, it's the McLears versus the McIyres, right? The McLears were framed for the murder of the mayor.
He's McOglar.
Okay,
because
sorry.
that's the tartan I have.
Getting clans mixed up. But I'm just saying, I don't think we can do anything. Like, bad shit's gonna go down. If we tell him, we can either tell him to leave or we can tell him to fight. But they have cultists, they have a whole clan, and they have these monsters on their side. And they're running the town at this point. I honestly think they're going to summon their god. They're going to summon Talos. All of this has come to fruition with the shipwrecks coming in, the death of Ian McClear, the summoning circles that we've seen before, the forge, the dead bodies, the monsters. I honestly think this is fruitless. So we can either stay and watch, or we can get as many people as we can out. And Xerix will want to save his own skin.
I think either way, then we go and talk to him.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
we can help, like, with who to talk to, or he can reach out to people.
Either way, Xerix is going to spend the rest of this rest, whenever he's not sleeping, gathering the rest of his drugs in his den and putting it in his bag of holding.
Okay.
We can deal with that
there's-
later, like after the session, so we don't have to keep track of inventory, but that is just what he's doing.
I will say that you all get the sense that whatever happens, you will need to be at full strength. This is your final opportunity to attune to your items, to recoup your spells that were burned. This is your final opportunity to rest. And you all kind of feel that. You feel anxious about what's to come as the sun rises, even though it is still very overcast and rainy. The sky changes from a very pitch black to a gray. I think we'll end it here. If you guys have those who are long resting, please let me know, and type it in chat if you are taking this opportunity to long rest. Perfect. Lithius he's got 4 hours. Fammal, your mouse comes back to you. And let's have you roll a if you want to just do a final burn of speak with animals or something. Otherwise, I'll need to have you roll an animal handling to understand the mouse.
Is that burning the slot even for when we go do what we need to do, or am I
No,
getting that?
it's if you don't want to waste a spell slot, you can just do animal handling. But if you want to just get a clear understanding from the mouse, you can cast the spell speak with animals.
I think I'll cast the spell.
Okay. You cast the spell speak with animals. What does it look like when you cast the spell? What does it do magically?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it here.
Okay. You cast this spell, and the magic embraces yourself, and you hear the chittering of the mouse turn into speak, and you hear the mouse say, red circle, red circle, red circle, red circle, smells bad, smells like death, smells delicious.
Okay. Anything else? Where is this red circle?
There were 2, but there's more. I don't know where more, but 2 found.
2 red circles? Okay.
And he If you have a map, you can put a map on the ground and he will kind of point you, but he says along the beach, one in the docks district, one in the gallows area in the castle district. And if you pull a map out for him, he will mark them for you.
I'll look around and say, "Hey, does anybody have a map of this town?"
Fresh out, sorry.
I think Ayre would have a map if Ayre discloses that.
Yes.
I declare.
I assume I would see them trying to communicate.
Yeah, you just hear a bunch of squeaking from the mouse, but you can tell that the mouse is kind of jumping around excitedly.
Just if
chittering.
anybody has a map, can they put it on the floor? They found some bad smelling red circles. I'm assuming it's blood. They're gonna point to where they found them.
Red circles might indicate ritual circles.
Okay. Map on the floor. The mouse bites its paw, leaves a bloody print here. And here. And you hear the rat say, "But there's more. There's many more. It smells delicious. So many treats. All across the city. Could not find them, but I know there's more. We eat."
This is very, very important information. Thank you. You did a good job, and I'm going to hand them a little bit of bread.
It gets super excited and starts eating the bread, sits on its hind legs, picks up the piece of bread. But with that, those that long rest do. And we will end it here with whatever the next few hours brings will happen next time. And I will post that card picture on chat for you.
Such a helpful little guy. I'm gonna name him Scurry.
He will disappear at dawn, so
I know.
I was alive and the night was no longer.
Call
Do
it,
we have any
Scurry.
call
questions?
it not rat meat.
Yeah.